Just dive in. Dive in the wonderful world of English. In this video, I would like to explain you how I came to speak English, because many people ask me, where is this accent from? Well, let me guide you through my, lifelong love story with the English language. So, when I was really young, I was maybe in nursery school, I was friends with a young boy, my age, 3 probably, who came from England. One day my mum found a woman who looked really lost in the school ground. She spoke to her in English, and Jane, her name was, she was so delighted that someone could speak her language. And they became friends, and so I was, with them a lot, and that opened my ears already to the frequency of English. And then when I was in secondary school, I chose English as a second language, and I loved it. And my mum started speaking English with me because she could speak good English. And from the age of 12, she sent me every year for 2 weeks to England to visit these friends, Jane and the family, who went back to Britain near Oxford in Long Crendon. And so I discovered, real life in pure immersion for just 2 weeks a year, but still. And then we had, I remember, visitors from Up With People, a band touring the world, singing and so on, and we hosted them. And the most amazing thing that happened to me for my English is that we had Kiwi friends as neighbors. Now, kiwi is not like the fruit, like the bird, the kiwi bird, which is native from New Zealand. So they call themselves Kiwis. Living just next door, same floor, and we were always together. And they had a little girl, aged maybe 2, and I used to babysit her a lot. And, with kids, you really improve your level. And they stayed there for about 3 years. And then when I was 18, my mum said, why don't you go down under, spend a year over there as a gap year, which I did. So I spent 8 months actually in, to me, the most beautiful country on earth. It's really far away. It's the other end of the world, but it is gorgeous. It has everything. I can talk about it in another video, and I traveled everywhere over there. And then I'm a scuba diver. So I started when I was 15, and I dived in many, many seas and oceans around the world. So practicing English, obviously. And I was lucky enough to go back to New Zealand twice after, that time when I was 18. First, when my kids were 5 years old, triplets. So we traveled all the way, to the other end of the world with, little kids. It was complicated. And we stayed there for two months, traveling around. And I went back just a couple of years ago, and I toured, the country. And I had, a little mishap. I broke my ankle, triple fracture in a trek in a beautiful national park, was extracted from the bush by a helicopter, and was operated upon over there, and had a pulmonary embolism after that. Flown back to Belgium by business class. That was fun. And so that's my story of traveling around the world and learning English. This is really the best way to learn. It's to dive in, to immerse yourself in the country, in its life, culture, and so on, and practice and practice and practice as much as you can. Of course, I studied languages. I'm an interpreter originally. I studied interpreting in English and German, but I don't practice German so much. And I taught English for, many, many years. So that's how it was all possible. And so my advice to you would be to, jump right in and just speak with anybody you can. You hear, English-speaking people on the train, walking in the street, just say hi and interact. And even if, you're not perfectly fluent and you make mistakes, who cares? The main important thing is to communicate, all right? So just do it, just dare, all right? And in the meantime, you can follow and like and comment my videos, because you know it by now, learning English with Sophie is fun. Mwah.